I am so anxious to see the new Defender. It's been now 2 years since the factory stopped producing the Defender, and yet we don't have a new model on the market. It's a bit strange, and to be honest, I was very confused when Land Rover announced that they would stop producing the Defender because it does not meet the emission regulations and it does not meet the safety regulations in Europe and the USA. It's true that in the USA the Defender is banned, and if you did try to import one after a certain year build, the customs will actually destroy it. But nevertheless, I think it is bullshit what Land Rover is trying to tell us, for the very simple reason. The Defender is a Meccano. It's built with a chassis, they put a body on top of it, it has a drivetrain, it has an engine. Now Land Rover has plenty of engines, they fit them in their Defenders, their Range Rovers, whatever. They're on the market today and they have no issue with emission control. And I think the Defender's chassis is so flexible with some small adaptations that you could fit basically any engine in it. So it cannot be that that is the reason why Land Rover stopped the production of the Defender. Safety is the other reason they always use. I don't think it's safety because yes, the Defender has some issues with safety. We know that. It doesn't have airbags and it doesn't have the proper shock absorbing zones. But how hard is it to just remold the shell a bit so you can fit these airbags? I mean, you have an easy, simple build car, you have a steel frame, you have an iron bulkhead, and then an aluminum body that you could shape in any form and you can always fit it. So I don't believe that nor the emission control nor the safety control and specs on those cars were the reasons why they are no longer being built by Land Rover. The real reason is economics. And I'm convinced that is the only reason. Like any other company, they want to get the maximum out of their production. Now, if you build a car which is a bit unique, you have this special assembly line from the start to the end, then that costs you lots of money, lots of power, lots of energy, lots of people, lots of money, lots of parts. And today, the automobile industry, they work in a different way. They create what we call system cars or cars based on a platform. And they use a common platform for all their models. So basically you have a base system and then you can mount the different components on it. You can mount different engines in it, different drivetrains, you can mount different bodies on top of it, and that is what makes it so much better for the company to make money. It simplifies the whole production process. It makes it cheaper to produce the car, but not for you if you want to buy it. And that is the reason why I think Land Rover has stopped the Defender, and for no other reason. But anyhow, that doesn't tell us much how the new Land Rover will look like. And I've seen lots of pictures and vector-based images and how it could look like, and I don't think we need to think very far on how it will look like. It will not be near what we know today. The engine will be different, the controls on the engine will be different, the off-track controls will be different, everything will be electronics. They will apply the systems they have already in their Range Rovers and Discoveries, so don't expect anything new because it all fits in this common platform concept. So that will all change, obviously. It will have the common platform chassis, and then maybe just the body, they may create some resemblance of the old Defender as we know it today. Although I have my doubts for the very simple reason, because if we look at any other car manufacturer, be it the Toyota Jeep or be it the the GM Jeep, which started with the Willys and then evolved all the way through the decades into the Wrangler as we know it today. You can see basically how that basically evolved and on how all these shapes are getting reduced now to a more uniform, rounded, streamlined, more air coefficient model. And I suspect that is exactly what we'll see with the Defender as well. So I don't think we have to make us any illusions that we'll see the Land Rover as we've seen it before. What really strikes me is that Land Rover is now without a model for 2 years. And that's a bit worrying, because that can only be for one reason. They may have the old school thoughts, people that are sold to the old Defender model and looks, and then you have the new school, and basically they have to marry the two together. And I'm quite sure they have come to a compromise, but they run in so many technical issues and adaptations to have that Defender touch and feel as we know it onto that new model, and I think they're struggling with it. The other chance is that, of course, old and new school, they don't get along as well and they cannot decide on what they want to do. And meanwhile, we are without the Defender. So I don't expect it to see it before 2019. And to be very honest, if you ask me, how will it look like? Look at the Jeep. We just looked at it, how that evolved. Look at the Toyota, how that evolved. And look at any other Jeep or four-wheel drive from its history to its today, and you'll see how it evolves. And Land Rover will be no exception. The Defender will follow the same path. Thank you for viewing.